I knew that was coming.
But there are lots of things that we didn't see coming. Not me, anyway. These aren't necessarily the most gruesome or the most important moments, but the ones that caught me off guard. We all know Bobby, and he's probably the last person you'd expect would raise his hands to the boss.
What about my wife?
You married her.
She's my home. The Sopranos. You go too far.
Under the boardwalk, with his schlong and chance my house. Under the...
Just like there's a line in the sand when it comes to mothers, I guess that goes for wives too. Boss or no boss.
And for reasons I will discern in time, believe me. There's one thing my father taught me, it's this. A pint of blood costs more than a gallon of gold.
Like little Carmine said, this infighting's costing money. Hence the reason for the sit-down, to resolve it and get back to business. So then whatever happened there with whatever happened there.
The no-shows, the wire room, veto, put it all behind us. Your brother Billy, whatever happened there.
All right, then.
Whatever happened there?
The shooting.
Whatever happened there?
God rest his soul, man.
I had a baby.
A baby?
We learned that Paulie's ma isn't his ma after all. His ma who gave birth to him is a nun named Dottie, whose sister, Nucci, raised Paulie to hide the family shame.
But Ma.
Maria Nucci is your aunt. I'm your mom.
While Junior's Alzheimer's was pretty advanced at this point, I can't say I saw that one coming. I knew he was looking for a banana, but I didn't think that one of the things he'd stumble on upstairs right before coming back down for dinner would be a firearm.
10 minutes, Uncle Joe.
Cazzata malanga.
While Carmine Sr. was getting up there in age, I can't say that I foresaw this happening right away in the season 5 premiere. Carmine was healthy as a fucking rhino, remember? Though they may have jinxed him by saying it out loud like this in the season 4 finale. Carmine too, remember? But I'm not going no place.
Come on.
Come on. Come on.
Jimmy Petrille may have been a sweet old guy on the outside.
Your father meant a lot to all of us, and not just financially either.
Nicole, you remember Mr. Petrille?
What, honey?
But on the inside, he was building up a major kreplach of 18 years worth of criminal activity for the feds.
You want a coffee?
Well, I don't know.
They weren't coming for you. So frankly, were I you, I might actually consider laughing. Or rub a hunchback's hump.
You know, Quasimodo predicted all this.
Quasimodo's the hunchback of Notre Dame.
All right. Why don't you go have a drink?
Don't tell me what to do, Jimmy.
I am.
Go ahead. His master's voice.
When Eugene gets a call here, his wife, Deanne, says his master's voice because she probably assumes it's Tony. But it's not. It's his other master, the FBI.
Gene, this is Agent San Severino.
Which we learn for the first time when we see him get into the car. It was no surprise when Tony found the wire in Puss's room. We'd known for a while that he was cooperating with the government, but with these guys, Ray Curto and Eugene, it was a different story.
Point is, was Ray Curto a cooperator? The way things are shaping up, you're a designated hitter.
It's kind of funny how Tony says to Dr. Melfi, well, I guess that's it. I guess we're done here. Because she's dead. She being Livia. And Tony was worried that she was going to testify against him. And then we transition right away to Ray sitting in the car with an FBI agent talking about wearing a wire to Livia's wake.
She's dead.
What's happening?
Tony Soprano's mother's wake is tonight. Want me to wear a wire?
Just like with Jimmy Petrille, sometimes it's the quiet ones in the background that are the most dangerous.
To sell out your friends and save your own ass? It's despicable.
Oh, speaking of gossip, that noise in the Mercedes?
When Carmela reveals this casual gossip to Tony about Gloria, we're in season 4, episode 6.
Brought it over to Globe Motors to have it looked at.
The last time we see Gloria is in season 3, episode 12, and we know that Tony and Gloria did not part ways on the best of terms. But at this point, Gloria is not really on the immediate radar.
Now, remember that nice sales lady?
And you can see by the look on Tony's face that he's pretty shocked as well. Not that Carmela's aware of that.
Gloria Trillo, she gave me a ride home that day. She died. She committed suicide. Isn't that awful? Mr. Empathy over there.
At the beginning, Johnny Sack was known as a pragmatist. We saw him really bent out of shape and angry when he found out about the joke about his wife, Ginny, but he moved on eventually. So when he hints at killing the boss of his own family, Carmine Sr., it's like Tony said, holy shit. That's definitely not part of the underboss manual.
Why are you telling me all this, John?
Because at heart, I know you're a pragmatist, as I am.
John's a pragmatist, but he's also a greedy motherfucker.
You don't even want to hear how many of his decisions end up lightening my pockets. If Carmine's health were bad, if something were to happen to him, God forbid, all of this unpleasantness would just...
Holy shit.
In the grand scheme of things, Renate is a small character on The Sopranos, but it was nevertheless a shock when she died seemingly out of nowhere, from a stroke apparently.
What'd you like for breakfast?
Renate. Renate. Oh, God, Renate. Wait. Renate.
Well, it wasn't completely out of nowhere. It was while Tony and Hesh were in a bad place over the money that Tony owed Hesh.
Renate. Renate, please. Oh, wait. Renate. Renate.
911, what's the emergency?
So I couldn't help but instinctually think, did Tony have something to do with this? Just because by that point in the series, Tony's in such a dark place. In all likelihood, it's just a terrible coincidence. Again, quite a surprise.
I'm sorry. You sleeping?
I'm working.
At the end of season 6, episode 17, Walk Like a Man, Christopher's officially fallen off the wagon. He went to the Bing to try and clear the air with Paulie especially, and instead of toasting a club soda, which Paulie had given him crap for at the beginning of the episode, he decides he'll have what Paulie's having. So all is well in paradise. That is, until Christopher starts talking about his daughter. And he sees just how interested everyone is in hearing about what else he has going on in his life. Not interested at all. So he goes over to JT's house. Someone who he's used to being able to unload on without resistance. But JT's in a different headspace now, and he doesn't want to hear it. Well, I guess from Christopher's point of view, if JT doesn't want to hear it from him, he's not going to hear it from anyone.
But we met in AA. Chris, you're in the mafia.
It wasn't a surprise to me that Ralph ended up being nasty to Tracee in the conversation.
It's a girl, we'll name her Tracee after you. This way she can grow up to be a cocksucking slob, just like her mother.
We'd seen what Ralph was like.
3 days you don't call, even to see how I am.
But what did surprise me was how far he went. It even surprised Tony, who certainly knew that Ralph had bad tendencies. But this was the sort of thing that was supposed to be off limits, right?
Shut up.
Janice kills Richie. Talk about a 180. Earlier that episode, Janice and Richie had an engagement party and were getting ready to move in together into their new home.
Janice.
Don't hit me. It was an accident.
Well, so much for that. Richie, you still have to follow the rules, you know.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to share my happiness with everybody here.
You gonna cry now? I'm in no mood for you.
This one pretty much speaks for itself, but shocked is definitely how I felt, to say the least. when I saw this for the first time.
Listen, I told you I would discharge him, and I will in my own good time. Richard, look, I'm going into the garage. I'm gonna lose you.
It took things to a whole other level. And it was the first in a line of pretty violent season 3 episodes. I like to think of it as the trifecta of violence. Season 3, episode 4, episode 5, and episode 6. And this was season 3, episode 4.
Shut up.
I had to put the cut to black here as number 1. And I think it's what made me right away go back to watching the pilot. I was so shocked and unsatisfied, I just had to turn the pilot on and start rewatching. I guess I figured the more I watch, the more I'll be able to figure out this whole puzzle. Long story short, the puzzle never ends. But I think that's actually one of the best parts. Don't stop. And finally, a couple of 3 honorable mentions. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. What are some of the moments that were the most shocking or out of nowhere to you?